Well, she has that kid coming up, so...
Bring him along.
That's what we need in the middle of
a crying baby. Welcome to the Try Your Patience podcast. I'm gonna drag my dick across this chalkboard.
What?
It really make a noise.
It's so skinny that it actually scratches.
Yeah. Wow, Jake, that's a super fine tip. When I gotta piss, I can power wash my deck. Oh, shit. I wish I could do that, actually. I could accomplish so much.
You could power wash your deck with urine?
Yeah. Well, if I could just piss and power wash a deck.
At least it'd be sterile.
You know how many people would hire me? It would be sterile. They just had me go over to their fucking backyard and drink beer on their porch all day. Just occasionally get up and...
I think you found your new line of work.
Dude, if I could have one superpower...
It wouldn't be like invisibility or flight.
That'd be a traumatized villain they found. I was robbing this bank and then he just started pissing on me. But it really hurt, but it didn't actually damage me.
I cut a man in half with my piss. Just turn up the pressure. I grab my testicle, it turns up the pressure.
I just pushed really hard in it.
Dude, that'd be... I want that power.
Dude, that's a movie. Let's talk to Steven Spielberg and make this happen.
Yeah, Spielberg. Hello. Welcome to TJD. Episode 57, we watched Stand By Me.
I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
I forgot what we watched for a minute.
This has been weird.
It's been this intro.
This whole pre-pod was weird.
Yeah,
so
we might keep a little in.
Oh, it was great.
Anyways, this was Drew's pick this week, Stand By Me, the 1985 film. Right?
1986.
1986. It was filmed in 85.
Yes.
Released in 86.
Directed in 1986 by Rob Reiner. This movie stars Wil Wheaton.
Wait, I think you said it wrong.
God damn you. No, I said it right. I said it correct. Not the Stewie Griffin way.
I'm pretty sure it's Will.
It's Wil Wheaton. Corey Feldman. River Phoenix. And Jerry O'Connell. And Kiefer Sutherland. Mm-hmm. And basically it's them growing up in a small town called Castle Rock, Oregon in 1959. They're really good friends, all four of them except for Kiefer Sutherland. Jerry O'Connell learns the location of a dead body and asks his friends if they want to go out and look for it and find it so they'll become like the town heroes. And they agree to it, and they go out, and it's kind of a journey of sorts. It's really far away. They learn about themselves, their friendship, and they kind of talk about life and who they are along the way. All the while trying to beat Kiefer Sutherland and his gang to the body.
Who don't even know about it until
way later.
Yeah. The boys have to traverse through everything to get there while they just drive a car.
Well, they're 12-year-old kids. So,
did you mention the story it was based on?
It's based on a novella written by Stephen King called The Body.
Yeah, but which they didn't think would translate over very well to a title of a film.
No.
So, but pros, cons. James Caan.
You're fired from the podcast.
So it's now just going to be a JD?
Yeah. I'll give a pro. The soundtrack.
Soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Like you're getting hits like from the 50s, like all of the greatest pop songs from the 50s, the rock and roll. I'm trying to think of some of the songs
Lollipop.
They have. Lollipop, Rockin' Robin. Oh gosh.
Stand By Me.
Yeah, Stand By Me. That was in the 1950s, was it?
I don't know.
It was a lot of bubblegum rock and Just a lot of hits from back then. It kind of put you in the mood. They did a really good job of picking out great songs for that.
Yeah, I agree. That was one thing we were watching. I said right away, I was like, God, I love this soundtrack. It was great song after great song, and you knew them all. Even though a lot of people are like, this is 50s music. You might not think you know it, but then you hear it and you're like, oh yeah, I know this song. I've heard this before.
Yakety Yak.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
I don't know the lyrics to Yakety Yak.
No, I wasn't going to ask that. It's not a pro or a con. Why would finding a dead body make you a town hero?
Because the kid had been missing for so long that they had police search parties out looking for him. I think it was more or less like probably the family wanted closure. So.
Okay.
Yeah, they weren't like, yeah, we found a dead body. It was more like they just wanted the body to be recovered so people, like, it can bring an end to it. They're not wondering anymore.
Okay. That makes sense.
Now, another question, going kind of off of that. Have you guys, besides a funeral, ever seen, like, a dead body?
In the hospital? Or do you mean outside?
Outside, like, that parameter where, like, a hospital or nursing home or a funeral, anything like that. Like, there was a car accident and you saw a dead body, like, a motorcyclist hit a semi somehow.
In person?
Or you drove by it, yeah. Like you're driving by and they're putting the tarp over a dead body.
That I think I've seen. I think I've seen bodies before in the interstate, but like, not like, been there. Like they were covered or out of view. But I think I've for sure driven by shit that had gone down.
I mean, I've probably driven by it, but unknowingly, like, other than the conventional ways of seeing a deceased body, I don't think I've really encountered one.
No, I haven't either, besides, the funeral or normal places, so I've never... I remember when we had a family trip, we were going out to Idaho. My parents made me and my sister not go near the windows, but there had been a terrible accident where a group of motorcyclists had ran in, like a semi had sharply turned, and the guy, like, I think accidentally went under it and got beheaded.
Oh shit.
So my brother saw it. I didn't, but yeah.
Which institution is your brother at now?
He doesn't have any issues like that.
Oh,
but,
good.
Well, we didn't see it live. They just were driving by, and like he said like one of the bikers was holding the other guy's body, and just it was
There's no head on it.
Yeah, it was not a pretty sight.
Holy shit, man!
I can't imagine like being that young.
How old was your brother?
I think he was. I think I was around 8, so he was probably around 12, 13.
Wow.
Like they were telling him not to look, but he was kind of rebellious, so he was like, "Yeah, whatever, I'll look."
I mean, death is a natural part of life, but
it doesn't mean you need to see it every day. Well,
every day.
Well, my profession, the well keeper. It's a part of my life.
It's a living.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're in a weird spot now.
Yeah. I got another pro. The acting.
Yeah.
The acting's genuinely good. And usually we say we give kids a pass. These kids were fucking great.
No, these kids hold their own.
I think some of that has to deal with the director too. Like as I was reading through a bunch of stuff, Rob Reiner seemed to really like kind of not push those kids, but push those kids.
Right.
He was like, "You can do better. Like think of this," and then you have River Phoenix really acting, or the train scene where they're trying to run off the tracks, and he's like, they didn't look panicked enough, so he kept yelling at them until they broke down, and then he goes, "Okay, now film."
Right.
So
and he used to be an actor, so I think that helps.
Good for him, man. Like I love when directors want better takes, or they know that that's not the take they want to use in their movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like good on him for pushing those kids to give a better performance.
I think Stephen King really liked this too. I think he.
Another thing I read, Rob Reiner said he tested it with Spielberg, and Spielberg was like shaking and everything, and he came back and told him that was his favorite up to that point that had been done.
Spielberg,
or not Spielberg, King. Sorry,
okay.
I meant.
I was like, why would he test it with Steven Spielberg?
Yeah,
No.
I was like, what?
Steven, is this good? I don't know why I'm here. Oh, eat a dick, Steven. Fucking
8 minutes in.
That's all our legacy is gonna be now.
Eating
A
dicks.
15-year-old girl broke us.
Well,
We could have been contenders.
broke you.
Well, yeah.
As I say, it didn't bother me.
I got pissed. I had to walk away from my phone.
I don't think the listener knows what you're talking about.
That's good. They would think less of me. Pros? Cons?
I gave 2 pros already.
That's a troubling question.
I haven't contributed. I'd just say, like you already said acting, but I'd say River Phoenix is particularly pretty great in this movie.
Of the 4 kids, I think he was probably the best.
I agree.
Most promising.
Yeah. Which, then you look at Wil Wheaton, and
Alright.
I'll stop.
I was going to say,
I'll stop.
the whole pod? No.
You look at Wil Wheaton, and he actually is pretty good in this, and then I was not a fan of him on Next Generation. Like, the first season or 2, I was like, okay, whatever. But he does get annoying as hell on that show, which, that was the character, but I didn't care for him. I'm like, what happened here where in Stand By Me, granted, it's a movie, it's not like an every week thing, and you have a consistent director with a movie, whereas with a TV show, it can vary week to week.
You're saying he wasn't good in The Next Generation?
I didn't care for him. I mean, plenty of people will argue with me probably that he was good, but and it was just the way that they designed his character that was annoying. But
Okay. I never saw The Next Generation.
just the original.
I never saw any Star Trek show.
Oh, really?
Me neither.
Wow.
But I like the movies.
Mm-hmm.
I have all the old movies and all the new ones on
Even
Blu-ray.
Undiscovered Country.
Yeah, it was a box set. But I took it out and threw it in the trash.
That's the right thing to do.
But no, dude, I totally agree. I think River Phoenix was fantastic in this.
I'd say another pro, like, it's just a good coming-of-age movie. Like, I don't like... I think The Sandlot borrowed a lot from this movie.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of, like, the way everything plays out. Especially the end of The Sandlot, where it's like, you know, they went this way.
They told the
that
story
way.
of, like, what happened with everybody. Like,
Right.
you knew where everybody ended up.
It's just Sandlot's not as dark, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
It's not
definitely.
real. Like,
Well,
it's believable, but...
Yeah, and Stephen King didn't write The Sandlot.
It's much more lighthearted. Dude, if Stephen King wrote The Sandlot...
Dude, that dog would have killed all the kids.
It had been Cujo.
Yeah. Wow. Different movie.
Maybe we should write it into him and be like, hey, mate, can you reboot this? Hollywood's into rebooting shit now.
Wait, isn't Salem's Lot Stephen King?
I think so, yeah.
I was going to try to combine... This is so stupid. I combined the titles in my head and I got Sandler's Lot.
Sandler's
And then you have
Lot.
to cast... Yeah, you have to You got to cast Adam Sandler.
In a Stephen King film?
I guess?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not watching that.
And then Adam Sandler has a league of vampire children.
With David Spade, like, as the picture.
I'm actually
pixelized.
having a panic attack thinking about this movie existing.
I want no part of this movie.
Oh my
You're pretty
God.
much now talking about Hotel Transylvania.
I never saw it.
Hmm.
You know why?
Because you don't like
Yes.
Adam Sandler?
Yes, that's why. I don't hate Sandler. I think Sandler's lazy now.
Yeah.
I like 90s Sandler.
Yeah, I like Punch Drunk Love Sandler.
What was the final straw for you for Adam Sandler? What film was the final straw?
Jack and Jill.
What came after Mr. Deeds?
I think 50 First Dates did, but I actually still enjoyed that.
I don't think 50 First Dates broke it. What was after that?
Zohan, I think.
That's probably the one.
Either that or Bedtime Stories. But again, that didn't break it for me. I think it was Zohan broke me.
Yeah.
Man, that's a bad movie.
When you're making that kind of money.
You can afford to make bad movies.
And Netflix keeps paying, so...
Well, people keep
watching. Get out of my mind.
Which, did either of you guys see that,
Nope.
the Sandy Wexler?
Nope.
I actually saw some good reviews for it. Not great, I mean, but it still has like a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's the best one so far.
I was going to say, that's good.
I mean, the Do-Over had like 12% and Ridiculous 6 had 0.
Don't buy into the hype.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 3.
If you watch it, he gets another movie.
Mr. Deeds, there was Punch Drunk Love, then Anger Management, then 50 First Dates,
Click.
then Spanglish, then The Longest Yard, Click, Reign Over Me, I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, which is probably where I would pin my needle.
I wasn't completely gone then, but that was definitely the beginning
and then it was
of the decline.
Zohan, Bedtime Stories, Funny People, Grown Ups, and then just all this crap he's just had now. Just Go With It, Jack and Jill, That's My Boy, Hotel Transylvania, Grown Ups 2, Blended, Pixels, Hotel Transylvania 2, Ridiculous 6, Do-Over, Sandy Wexler, and coming next year, Hotel Transylvania 3.
So Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Better than
Better
anything
movie.
Adam Sandler has done.
Better movie. Man, what else do we talk about? Kiefer Sutherland was good.
Yes, he was.
He's
He
Very
was
good
Kiefer Sutherland.
being an asshole.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. This movie's a lot really focused on like a journey with close friends. Do you guys ever had a really close knit group of friends when you were about that age that you would take a journey like this?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
And-
definitely.
I would say the ones who I would have are still pretty damn good friends today.
Yeah, I went to daycare, and all of her kids I was pretty close with. Like the Sandlot and shit like that. I think I really like identify with shit like that because that's what we did. Like the lady that was watching all of us would kick us out of the house so she could watch Rosie O'Donnell back when she had a TV show. So she would just lock us outside. We'd have to fucking either play pickup baseball, football, like we were doing shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Super active, like riding bikes around, like just terrorizing a neighborhood, basically. Not really terrorizing, but like I don't know, you just went and found shit to do. Like, I don't know, I kind of miss it. It's therapeutic. I think that's why people get into more adult level. I don't know.
No, like when I was a kid, actually, I didn't mind being outside with friends, but like I hated going out camping or that. But now I'm like, gosh, I'd love to get a weekend to go away out into the woods.
Mm-hmm. Hide those corpses.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah. Plus, there was that real shit that happened as a kid, too. Like, I remember a girl in our little group, she lived down the street. Her dog ran away. This is a true story. Just some weird type of, like, Stephen King shit that he would write in a story. But they found the dog frozen to death in the creek. Like, around the neighborhood.
Jesus.
Like, they just found the dog frozen solid. And, like, I remember being, I don't know, I was probably, like, 10 or 11, just like, holy shit, like, I didn't know that would happen. Because, like, as a kid, this might turn into another tangent, but, like, as a kid, you see so many stories that have happy endings that you don't foresee a story not having, like, even if it's real life, you're always like, well, the dog will turn up, or, like, you know, the dog found a new home, like, you always jump to the happy conclusion.
And then when you see the horrifying ending,
right, when you're in real life, you're like, okay, that's a possibility. That was probably the first time I was like, fuck, like,
not everything's Disney.
yeah, not everything's sunshine and rainbows.
So that's the crazy thing about being a kid is your naivety.
Yeah.
But that's why I love this movie, because it's super relatable. Like it's a bunch of dudes, like some really close friends, just goofing around, like going to find a dead body. I mean, not the typical adventure for some 12-year-old kids, but they even say in the movie like they're pounding it up, they're yucking it up, having a good time and stuff like that, and they're like, remember, we're going to find like a dead body, and Rivers Phoenix goes, well, maybe it shouldn't be a party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of kids doing something very grown up, which is
this, like they were talking about, because they were going into junior high. This is maybe where they kind of like were discovering their manhood. Wow. What? How?
They reached down and found it
Well, one of them did.
with a leech.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got his first suck job.
I don't think we're cutting this.
Yikes.
You're gonna have to fight me on that one.
It's funny because he's the one who said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Drew said it during the movie. I just put it out here.
I'll cut the part where you blame Drew.
Thanks.
You dug your hole, now lie in it.
Well, these kids are what? They're 12, 13.
Right.
12, yeah.
And River himself was 15 when this film was being made, and he lost his virginity during the filming of this. I mean, a 13-year-old, I mean, that's common, but I wasn't going for that. I was just saying that they were, growing up, and that they were, like, starting to face reality.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was fucking with you.
No, you weren't. You meant it.
I was fucking with you.
No, I would know if you were fucking with me.
Oh my god. 15's pretty young.
Oh,
Yeah.
You just leave that.
Oh, I was actually gonna say something, and I decided that would be too much information about myself. And that doesn't happen often on this show.
No, it doesn't. You like to ramble.
Yeah, I'm an open book. But that's a page that I'm gonna hide. We're not gonna talk about that.
I almost, when Drew was talking about naivety, I was like, how do you say it? Words.
Champagne?
Like, there were things I can remember from when I was like 5 or 6 that I believed for the longest time. Like, my mom used to say, "Oh, women don't fart."
This is turning into a different pod than I imagined. This always happens. Continue.
No, that's just one thing I always thought was, like, until like 1st or 2nd grade, and I was like, no, oh shit, no, girls do.
And you were horrified when it happened?
Yeah.
You just start screaming, "Oh my god!
Teacher!
His sister farted in his face.
Jesus.
Oh shit.
Wow.
So I'll give another pro. They do a really good job of hammering like the 1950s like vibe throughout this movie, whether it be the music, I just like the genuine attention to detail.
Mm-hmm. It really takes you back to the time period.
Mm-hmm.
Your 12-year-old smoking.
Yeah, the 12-year-old smoking, the music, like the Kiefer Sutherland's little gang, them driving down the street hitting mailboxes with baseball bats,
rolling your cigarettes into your shirt sleeve.
Yeah,
Cigarette packs, yeah.
Switchblades. You know,
Combs.
words.
You don't see those anymore. Oh, shit. You don't see Jerry O'Connell anymore either.
No. Is that a good thing? Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
probably.
it is. Yeah.
Did you guys not like him?
No, he was good.
In this, yeah, he was fine.
I just give him shit because...
Because he's Jerry O'Connell.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's that character.
And he's married to Rebecca Romaine, and you're like, how the fuck?
He's got the fattest dick in 4 counties.
No.
That's
That was Wil Wheaton.
Oh.
Don't.
Whoops. Guess I
Spoilers.
mixed that up.
Did you sleep with Jerry O'Connell thinking that?
I don't think I did.
He knows he
I
did.
think I'd remember, but if it's Jerry O'Connell, it's probably not very memorable.
Like Sliders,
The fuck is Sliders?
the Fox TV show that was on for like 4 seasons.
Have you heard of fucking Sliders?
No.
Why do you say
Dude.
that as if everyone watched it?
I thought it was like a big cult, like not a cult thing, but a big thing. Like,
No.
oh, I thought it was like Firefly type of thing. Like a lot of people enjoyed Sliders, and not like the one from White Castle.
I was just gonna say, is it a show about working at White Castle?
No, I think it was kind of like I only watched like a few episodes because it was on when I was younger, and I was
Oh.
like, oh, what is this show about?
But it was on for 4 seasons.
Yeah, or so. I could be wrong on the number of seasons. But I thought it was like a Firefly type thing where a lot of people knew about it.
I'd never heard of it until just now.
Huh.
I'd like to make a point about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Wil Wheaton's dad in this movie.
Oh, piece of shit.
Like, what the fuck?
He was a cunt.
Like, give you the gist if you hadn't already seen the movie. Wil Wheaton's brother dies. His older brother, John Cusack, dies.
Wil Wheaton's brother is John Cusack?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, you
Ben
guys gave
Drew
me...
Carey's brother. John Carroll Lynch.
Yes.
But his brother dies in the movie. He was an aspiring football star, and that is all his dad cared about. Didn't give a fuck about Wil Wheaton at all.
Should have been you.
Yeah.
My gosh. Is there any worse thing you could say to a child?
Do you think that was him, like, in that flashback sequence, though? Do you think that's really what his dad said, or do you think
No.
that was kind of a figment of his imagination? Or, like, what he thought his dad actually thought of him?
I think it was that. The latter.
I don't know. Like, all the other flashbacks, I wouldn't be surprised if he had said that. He's just that much of a dick.
But you only see one other flashback that involves his dad, and that's when his dad talking about football and that to John Cusack.
But you get the interaction where he's in the room, and he comes out, and he goes, you find the canteen? And then he goes, why can't you have friends like he had?
Mm-hmm.
So you're hanging out with a thief and 2 Phoebes.
And then the dinner, he's talking to John Cusack about all his football shit, and then he's like, hey, Will wrote a story.
It was really good.
Will? Wait, was his name Will?
No, it was Gordy.
Gordy. Yeah. Shit. Gordy wrote a story. His dad's like, fuck that, nerd!
Yeah, he didn't care about that at all. He goes, so, like...
Scouts.
Yeah, there's going to be scouts at the game, like... You gotta be focused.
Screw girls.
Yeah.
Not like that way. Just don't worry about girls.
Was it just me, or did his mom have a cut on her lip, too?
I didn't see that, but
I didn't either.
Maybe I imagined it.
I think you did.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
You've imagined a lot of things.
Oh my god.
All these, if you think about it, all these kids, probably with the exception of Vern, Jerry O'Connell, had really shitty home lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
we just don't know enough about Vern.
No, not really. But he kind of seems like kind of coddled, like kind of goody two shoes, kind of kid, kind of goofy.
But his brother is in a gang.
Yeah. But River Phoenix, his dad's an alcoholic.
What?
Jerry O'Connell's brother was in the Cobras.
That was River Phoenix's brother.
They both
and
are.
his brother.
Oh, they were both in there?
Yeah.
That's how Jerry O'Connell found out. Is because his brother was talking about it.
He was under the porch of his house looking for those panels.
Oh, gotcha.
What was I saying?
I don't remember.
Family life.
Oh yeah, you got River Phoenix. His dad was an alcoholic who'd beat the shit out of him, just get super drunk and I don't know, just do ignorant dad shit. He was just a bad father, I guess. Had a brother that was part of a gang. He's an asshole too. Then you got Corey Feldman. I can't remember his name. But his dad was a fucking loon who got so mad at him that he held his ear down on the stove and almost burned his fucking ear off. But he stormed the beach in Normandy. And then you got Wil Wheaton's dad, who doesn't give a shit about him. And his mom really is kind of like a shell of a person after his brother died. Like, really doesn't say a whole hell of a lot.
Mm-mm.
You don't really see too much interaction with her.
Again, you only see 2 scenes with her. The one where she doesn't say a word because she's catatonic now.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other scene where she actually is talking because, well, John Cusack's still alive. And she actually takes an interest in Gordy.
Do they ever say, like, what the time frame was for, like, how long ago that he died?
3 months.
It was 3 months?
Yeah, he says it.
So it was pretty fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
So.
He said it's been 3 or 4. Yeah, he says 3 or 4. And it had been 3 or 4 months. He was pretty much the forgotten boy for the summer or something.
Yeah, they call him the invisible child. Yeah.
Yeah, for summer.
Pretty fucking sad. But.
I had something and then I lost it. I really did. I was gonna ask or talk about something, but do you think what was Feldman's name?
Teddy, I think his name was.
Do you think Teddy's dad was suffering from PTSD, or was he just kind of a nut?
It'd be hard to say.
Because all we know about him is that he was put into the loony bin, and he was kind of a short fuse, I guess. Teddy was quick to set him off. You know, those group of kids were kind of particularly like rowdy and rambunctious and stuff. You see them as they go along their journey. They're always loud and obnoxious, kind of, which we really didn't like that in like the Goonies.
Mm-mm.
Like, cause I don't know how many kids was that though. That was not like
It seemed like a lot more kids.
7 some kids where you got 4.
Well, you had the 3 teenagers, high schoolers. You then had Sean Astin, the Asian kid, I don't remember. Data. Feldman, Chunk, and so that's 7 already. Was there one more?
It was like 7 or 8 kids. But yeah, they made a lot of noise, and it was really hard to like hear them and know what they were talking about. But I think with this limited amount, it was much easier to.
Well, I think this was shot better too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Goonies is a lot of kids talking over each other, and there's not a lot of that in this. Like, there's parts where they're like chastising one of the kids, and they'll start like singing or chanting or something. But like, it's never at a point where you're like, I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
Like unintelligible dialogue.
Yeah, the Goonies got like that sometimes.
Well, that in the Goonies wasn't like very personal on like character development or anything like that. You really didn't get really a lot of solid scenes where characters are saying, hey, like,
here's how I feel.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you did, it was Sean Astin.
Yeah. Chunk a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's these 4 kids, especially those kids that they had kind of shittier lives and they actually had shit to talk about, like their actual feelings.
Well, and you know what? They were very, like they were able to look at themselves and know what they are. Like, because River Phoenix is telling Gordy or Wil Wheaton, hey, you're better than the 3 of us. You deserve to move on past us.
You're smarter than the people you surround yourself with.
Yep. He goes, you're going to surround yourself with other people. And he's like, oh, you mean pussies? And he's like, no, don't call them that. Because you're better than that. And it's like, wow. It's cool to see a character who's, you know, who knows himself.
Right. Very self-aware.
Yeah.
I love that scene though, because then he goes, you don't want to end up with like us, like with a bunch of shit for brains. And then you see Jerry O'Connell and Corey Feldman, and you're like, do you think Mighty Mouse could beat up Superman?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, that was just a great jab.
And yes.
Mighty Mouse?
Yeah.
Could beat Superman?
Yeah.
Really?
If Cal Penn can beat Superman...
Is this going to happen right now?
Mighty Mouse can beat Superman.
All I'll say is fuck Superman. That's all I'll say about that.
Cal Penn.
Superman Returns. Cal Penn beats the shit out of Superman because they end up on that giant kryptonite rock and...
Cal Penn was in that?
Yeah, he was one of the henchmen for Lex Luthor.
I don't remember that at all. But then again, I don't remember that
Cal
movie
Penn from
because
Howard and...
Howard the Duck and Kumar.
Oh, shit.
Harold and Kumar? Yes.
Yes, Harold and Kumar.
Or Epic Movie, or for his small stint on House.
Van Wilder?
Yeah. Taj, yes. Cal Penn was one of the henchmen in Superman Returns for Lex Luthor and beats the shit out of Superman.
Don't feel bad, I didn't remember that either.
Beat Brandon Routh's ass?
Yeah.
Good.
I don't mind Brandon Routh.
No, he's alright. That movie sucks, though.
Yeah, that movie's terrible.
I won't say it's the greatest, but I will give it more credit than it deserves.
That or Man of Steel?
I'd rather watch Superman Returns.
You're a fucking idiot.
I haven't even seen Man of Steel, and I'd rather watch that.
You're out of your goddamn mind.
I saw Man of Steel 3 times, and I just was like, meh.
I can't believe.
Next week, Man of Steel.
Wow. I lost a lot of respect for you.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it happened today.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, today. Okay.
All right, what else? What else we got?
Do we have any... Was there anything you guys didn't like?
It's just a personal thing. Sometimes they got a little too touchy-feely. Was it just me? Or
no, like that very emotional scene where they're sitting on the log, and Wil Wheaton's like, "Why wasn't it me? Why did he have to go?" And River is comforting him. It was like it was kind of.
Well, I think the reason it's weird, it isn't the fact that he's comforting him. It's the way that he's doing it doesn't seem natural, which I don't know how to explain. I mean, you are acting. You're doing something that is scripted, obviously. But when he's doing like the shoulder rub,
I noticed that
like
too.
you notice it's a little bit strange.
Yeah,
but it's not. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a con, really. It's just something I always notice that I'm kind of like, that's a little weird how they did that.
Well, I mean, I know you just can't physically touch anyone, Jake, so...
Live in a bubble.
You have no... Oh, I was going to say you have no soul, but...
Yeah. I agree.
No, I kind of get that, as that part as well. I don't know if there's anything I really didn't care for.
Well, you weren't going for Corey Feldman's supposed lipstick.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of just Corey Feldman, period. I never really thought he was a good actor.
Yeah.
But.
Well, he isn't now.
No, he has that album that dropped, remember?
He's in a band with a bunch of chicks. Called like Corey and the Angels, I think is the name of the band.
Yeah.
Weren't they just here?
Yeah. I kind of wish I would have gone.
That would have been so sad to watch. That's one of those things that you like plan. Like, oh, we're going to go see Corey Feldman. Then you get there and you're drinking. You're like, oh, this was not a great idea.
Have you seen the music video?
No, but I saw the live performance.
Yeah, the Good Morning America or whatever.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about as good as the music video.
that was something.
And by good, I mean it sucked.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but it sucked.
What are the odds he smoked some crack before that performance?
I don't...
Pretty good?
Well,
Yeah.
I thought the whole thing is he released the album because he was sober.
Right. All right.
Let me go do this 8-ball and then this performance.
If he's sober, I have integrity.
Gee.
And I don't have fucking integrity. Good Lord.
Oh, man.
Sober.
See, I thought that's what the whole thing was, is he had gotten sober.
Did you see that performance?
Yes! I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying, I thought that's what the whole thing he was saying was.
Oh, man.
When he starts dancing and like nobody in the entire
Nobody's
audience
into
is
it.
feeling it. Holy shit.
A lot of them probably are like, who the hell is Corey Feldman?
Right.
Damn millennials.
Remember this guy who used to act in movies? Well, he's in this
Or on
shitty
that,
dubstep pop.
He's in
What-
a bunch of Friday the 13th.
Wasn't there a reality show where it was Corey and Corey or something like that? Him and Corey Raines.
I was going to say
Corey
Corey in the
Haim?
house.
Haim, yeah, sorry. Corey in the House.
Corey the
Yeah,
House.
Corey in the House is something different, I think.
Is that
I
Disney?
believe that was,
Disney show
that was
back
an
in the-
African-American child on Disney Channel.
Yep. In the White House.
Would have been better, though, if it was the same show, but with Corey Feldman as a crazy adult man.
Oh, I was going to say, as an African-American child. Living in the White House. Because, yeah, is that a spinoff of That's So Raven?
I have no idea. Why would I know this?
You knew Corey in the House, but then I remembered, yeah, her brother, I think, was Corey, and so the dad and the brother go live in the White House.
Oh, that's why it was in the house?
Yeah.
In the White House?
Yes.
I thought it was just Corey in a random house.
No, it's Corey in the White House.
Oh.
Had another pro.
There's a dead kid in this movie.
Oh my god.
And we're back.
A dead, weird-looking kid.
Wait, why does it matter if he's... How do you know he's not weird looking? Because he's been decomposing for like 4 days.
Or got hit by a fucking train.
Because he just had a stupid face. Oh, I guess if I got hit by a fucking train, I'd probably have a weird look on my face, too. If it was still attached to me.
Prove it.
I have never been hit by a train.
No. In bed either, you know, just a big woman.
No,
You don't call that a train.
what do you call that?
A bus.
A walrus?
A walrus.
And you fight to the death.
Gonna shank you with my tusk.
Put on this costume.
Jesus Christ.
Do you think that's a fetish?
I hope so.
Jake wants to get in on it.
Walrus Con 2017.
It's just me in an empty banquet hall.
Justin Long shows up.
He's like, you're a fucking freak.
I like you. Hey, you played that shitty yoga instructor.
I'm like, can you sign my costume? He's like, no.
Oh.
And stop stalking me.
He's like, hey, I'm a Mac. And you're like, I'm a walrus.
Oh, God. What are we...
More pros?
I really am at a loss. Like,
yeah, we're kind of at the end of the road.
I think the scenery was beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know where they filmed,
The
but
shots, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought all of the scenery and the shots were
okay. How would you guys react if you had a leech attached to your dick, like the one Wil Wheaton did in this film?
I'd probably blow a fat... No, I'd probably flip the fuck out.
I think their reactions were appropriate.
Would you do it? Would you rip it off yourself or ask somebody else to do it?
I'd rip it off myself.
Wait, what would the benefit be of having someone else do it?
You just couldn't.
I get to show my dick to someone?
Yeah. The leech is bigger than yours.
Yeah. Oh, looks like he bit it off. No, it was always that big.
Wait, which one's the leech?
Because it's black. It's just a white guy with a black dick.
I kind of thought the same thing.
Somebody had to say it. I would think you'd be able to tell the difference.
You never heard of those albino leeches?
They'd be like, Jesus Christ, have you ever washed that thing? Nah, that's 27 years of bacteria. There's probably nothing under it.
I got frostbite one year.
I got necrosis.
I don't even feel it anymore. I haven't pissed in 10 years. I just puke a lot.
I puke blood, so that's okay.
No, I would do it myself. Jesus Christ.
So stupid.
Oh.
He's lost it. I'm just saying, they would be distinguishable.
You would hope so.
Yeah. Or it's a really sick leech. This one's pale.
Oh, gosh.
I don't even know where we could possibly go from here.
I got another pro. The general flow of the story, I thought it flowed very well.
Mm-hmm.
I there weren't really any parts that I thought were like boring.
No, there's not a lot of... There's, like, no filler. It's just, here's your story all the way through.
I mean, the only filler you could maybe put in there is the pie story that he tells.
I enjoyed it.
I
like
mean,
that part.
yeah, but I'm just saying that's if you wanted to nitpick and say there's filler, was that story necessary? No, but it does give you an insight into Gordy and his
Writing.
That's who he is.
Yeah.
Right.
I did like Feldman was like, that ending sucked.
Yeah, they critiqued him.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Well, it's because he's like, why didn't he go home and shoot his dad and then join the Texas Rangers? That would have been a great story.
And you know what? There are people who like go see a movie and they write something as asinine as that. Like it just kind of ends. Like I bet you at the end of Inception they're like, oh, the needle didn't fall, so how am I supposed to know? So obviously it's this. Like, you know, they're like, it should have been better if it ended this way. Like him, Leonardo, with like 3 women in a room.
What's wrong with writing an ambiguous story?
Or when someone goes to a dinner party you wouldn't have gone to.
Yeah, exactly. But I was speaking like in real world terms, like for myself, not for the movie.
Okay. Fair enough.
Would you have gone with your friends to find a dead body? If your friend said, I know for sure there's a dead body across town over in Bellevue. We have to walk to get there.
Fuck no, I ain't walking to Bellevue.
I'm too lazy for that shit. Just send me a picture.
Well, I mean, just driving to Bellevue takes fucking forever.
Actually, yeah, walking to Bellevue would be...
What's like 1 day, 2 day walk?
If you're fucking Flash Gordon...
I think you can get there in a day if you walk.
Really?
Probably.
You think?
You probably could. It depends. Yeah, it depends where you start.
If your friend says, I know for a fact there's a dead body across town, are you going?
Well,
to find him because his parents want closure.
If it was something good like that, then maybe. But, like, I don't know.
But their intentions at first were, let's be famous.
Yeah, kinda. I don't know. It's different because it was, like, more rural. It was off on railroad tracks where I assumed there wasn't, like, a direct road. I assumed that the other guys had driven basically close to it and then walked the rest of the way.
Okay, say you're out in the boonies and the same situation.
See, for me, I've been all for it, but, you know, I kind of grew up in the rural. In Omaha. I don't know what
I was born in it.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, like, today, like, it'd be odd to not just call an ambulance or somebody else. Like, it'd be more suspicious if you were already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I don't think...
You'd have kids Facebook Live it.
Yeah.
You could walk to Bellevue. It's
Really?
a 5-hour walk.
Oh.
Really?
I thought it was further.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Never mind then. You want to walk to Bellevue?
Not really.
Yeah, I still don't want to do it.
Don't make me do it, Jake.
I mean, what do we do when we're there?
Yeah, I know, right?
You find a dead body.
Go to Chick-fil-A?
I'm in Bellevue. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the friend and if it was, like, what time period. Like, if I was a kid in the 90s and someone died off in the boonies or whatever, maybe. But, like, today, I'm 27. Like, if they find a 27-year-old dude with a dead body and he's like, I knew it was right here.
You're 12.
Oh, okay.
Same situation.
But even then, nowadays,
I don't think a 12-year-old would waste their time,
no.
let alone leave the house.
But I was gonna say, like, then the 12-year-old probably was bullying the kid, and that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but that's Stephen King. He's a little bit strange.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
Yeah,
I'd
just
go.
a little. You'd go?
I'd go.
I think I would have back then too, but.
They're going for a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like. I can't. In our lifetimes, there's not a time where it would have necessitated us to go. At least where we live. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and then even so, like back in the 50s, there wasn't a lot of the ways in able to find people or do a search party was very limited as
Right.
opposed to now. Like now we have like helicopters and we have like I don't know. We're just able to find people. I think a lot easier. We're better connected. Right.
Forensics are a thing,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
GPS is a thing, and there's better, electronic communication with, cops and shit, and I don't know. But if it was a small town back then, yeah, I probably would have gone too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I also thought it was also kind of funny how like they were so down to go because it was not only adventure but they wanted to get famous.
Mm-hmm.
Say we'll be in television, we won't be
The
on
paper.
television, we'll be in the paper all over the place nationally. And then they kind of, I don't know, they get more introspective as time goes along. And then when they actually do find the body, they're like, we don't want to take credit for it. Even after being through everything and they see the actual body. And...
Well, I think the others kind of were, but Wil Wheaton was definitely like, nah, this isn't how it's going to go down.
Do you think that Will or Gordy didn't want to do it because just... they thought it was just for a good reason, like it was good for them not to get the fame because it was a dead boy and his family.
I think he had a realization, kind of knowing that his brother recently had passed away too. That it just is something like death is not something to be like famed on or to be famed for, because like the boy died. They shouldn't get something because he died, and they found him.
You don't think it had anything to do with the fact that Ace was saying, you're going to be fucking sorry that you did this. I'm never going to forget this. Because if they would have taken the credit for it, it would have made them look bad. Or
Well, I think he did a lot of growing up and realized the fame and everything didn't really matter because you're a kid, and what are you going to do with that? And I also think it was part of what you're saying is, the whole situation. How do you alleviate that problem where Ace is jealous that you stole something from him? You just anonymously call it in and nobody gets famous.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe Ace fucks off. Maybe not. I don't know.
It would be interesting to see what happened to Ace.
He didn't really say what happened to him. But as
which again, Ace was Kiefer Sutherland.
Yes. Oh, and as the movie drew to a close, Gordy actually does end up becoming a writer, and you see him. It's Richard Dreyfuss is grown up Gordy, and he's stating what happened to everybody, and he said Vern got married right out of high school and was operated his own forklift business right in town. They said what happened to
he tried going into the army.
Corey Feldman. Yeah, he got in a bunch of trouble, or they wouldn't take him because of his eyes and his messed up ear. He went to jail a couple times, and
just does odd and end jobs around Castle Ridge, which is this town.
Castle Rock.
Or Castle Rock.
And then was it Chris Chambers? Isn't that what his name was? River Phoenix. He ended up going to college with Gordy. Took some classes, ended up becoming a lawyer. So he actually ended up bettering himself. And was at a fast food joint one day, about ready to get some food, and he saw two people arguing. intervened. One guy pulled a knife and he got stabbed in the throat and died.
Which is kind of like was foreshadowed a little bit, because when Ace approaches the boys when they find the body, he has a switchblade and he puts it to his throat, but to Chris's throat, but at that time then Gordy pulls out the gun. So there's a little bit of foreshadowing there.
What if that guy was Ace?
See, I wondered that. I was like, I wondered if that was something there or not, but
I don't know.
That would, but in the book version though, Vern dies in a house fire, and is it Tommy, or what's Feldman's name?
Teddy.
Yep, that's
Teddy dies in a car accident. And so then Chris and Gordy were the two remaining, and Chris dies the same way, but he's the third one to die, unlike in the movie where through the narration he's the first to die.
Leave it to Stephen King to bring it down.
Right.
But you think they changed that so it was a little more, I wouldn't say uplifting, I guess, but like you're not as...
less heavy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they always change stuff with Stephen King. So.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you have 3/4 of your cast like die off like the end of the movie. You're like, okay, that's kind of fucked up. But
so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
The end of the movie, Richard Dreyfuss is typing out the end of his story.
Mm-hmm.
He says he never had friends like he had when he was 12. Do you believe that?
A lot of my friends from when I was 12 I still talk to.
Really?
Yeah.
You?
I think as you grow up and you get older, you form different relationships. Not necessarily better, not necessarily worse, but you look at people a different way. At least I do. Do you still have close friends? Yeah, you do. You grow up, you foster relationships with other people. I have different relationships with my friends than I would have had when I was 12. So in a way, I would agree with him.
You still have some friends from when you were 12?
Yeah. But I like how he says that. That's why another reason I like this movie is because it's super relatable. Because he talks about relationships growing up and the way things go, and he says there will be people that just kind of fade out in and out of your life, like busboys at a restaurant, and that's what happens to some friends. Like some friends you were really close with, and then you just kind of part ways. Either you outgrow them, or you guys have different interests as you grow older.
Move away.
You move away. Like
right.
That shit happens. Like so, that kind of hits home for me.
I don't talk to anyone from my childhood.
No?
At all. Have no idea what they're up to.
I know people like that as well. But
are you ever curious?
You know, sometimes I wonder what, I wonder what this person's up to. But then you think it'd be so weird to, like, come out of nowhere. Because, like you're saying, that's part of life. It naturally, like, it just happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, time goes by, you're busy doing shit, you're working, they have a life. And you just kind of naturally grow apart. And it just happens. Like, I'm never bummed out about it because, you look back and you're like, we did so much awesome shit. Like, I think that's, like, watching The Sandlot and movies like this really remind me of those times.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bittersweet. Like, I don't know. But I'm not super, how do I word it? Friendly?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, have we ever said on the pod how you and I even started talking, Drew?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, Drew and I worked together for probably a year. He sat right next to me, and I didn't really say shit to you for probably an entire year, and you had to kind of grease the wheels and chime in and make conversation and shit because I'm just not. I don't go out of the
personable.
way.
You don't.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not personable at all. Which is funny because we do a pod where we have to talk and kind of be personable, but in terms of like people I don't know, I don't go out of the way because I'm not that guy. So that's probably more than people were expecting to hear.
They learned so much about
just
you.
Pull the curtain back a little. And then you just came over and pissed me off enough that we eventually started talking.
Yeah.
You would just come sit down and tell me all this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is his name?
Ty Riggums?
Ty Riggums. Yeah.
No, I mean, I believe though, like growing up in a small town like he did, you make connections, I guess.
Yeah, that probably helps a lot. It probably
Yeah.
facilitates a lot of that.
Because you only have so many people you know or can know. So, and yeah, I still have a lot of people I either A, know from high school, or B, I see quite often from high school that are still really good friends.
Yeah. I don't know. I got fucked with a lot as a kid too, so I think that kind of contributed to the not outgoing personality. And it didn't die. I'm still, funny and outgoing when I feel like being it, but in terms of going out of the way to try to win over. Plus, my worldview has completely changed since I was a kid. Like, what? I'm the guy now where I'm like, I could probably make you laugh, but why the fuck would I waste my time? Because I'm an asshole, I guess? I don't know, but it's just when you get older, the other thing about friends and losing friends and the revolving door thing is you have to think, is this worth the investment? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and you have a finite amount of time.
Right.
Like, what are you going to do with that time? Are you going to spend it on somebody who's a flake or who's, kind of an asshole?
Right. Somebody you don't even... that's the other thing. I knew a lot of people in high school that I didn't necessarily... I wouldn't consider us friends, but we got along fine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
People like that?
Yeah.
And that's just one of those, right when you're out of high school, that's it.
Yeah. When are you going to see that person again?
Yeah.
Or when are you ever going to...
When I graduated, I didn't walk for the graduation or anything, but I also didn't hang around. The last day of school, I just walked off, didn't say goodbye, didn't do anything, just took off. Kind of fucking weird, but that's just how I am. Abrasive.
I like that you brought up that ending statement by Dreyfuss.
Yeah, I think it says a lot about the movie as a whole. What did he take away from it?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he telling you this whole story about him as a kid? And it's this is, these were the friends that shaped my whole mentality. My worldview, everything was when I was 12.
I think, like he said, when they walked back to town, they said they walked back to town, but it seemed smaller.
Right.
And I think it's because they grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's what I was saying when they were going out to find their manhood. They grew up. They became adults. They became men.
Right.
So.
I just had to make fun of you because you said manhood.
And you lack one?
Yes. No, it's a leech.
Oh.
And a pressure washer.
Your new summer job.
Forgot about that, huh?
Yeah, your new summer job.
I'll make flyers.
Yeah. I'd have a lot more friends if I had a penis that could pressure wash.
No girlfriends, though.
Stay away.
Well, I can't have kids. You've destroyed my vagina. I could be the guy that said I literally just destroyed that. And I wouldn't be fucking around. She'd be like,
well,
no,
you would have to fuck.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Do you remember in Mallrats when Jason Lee's talking about how Superman can never bang regular chicks?
Yeah, it'd have to be Lois.
Yeah. Because he'd shoot her.
It's like a shotgun blast.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
It was pretty good.
That just reminded me of that for some reason.
You would destroy that egg.
Oh, yeah. No pregnancy ever. You were barren.
Oh.
Which is a win.
Jeez. Wow.
Oh,
You
always find a way to take it
Yeah,
there.
I don't know if that'll stay.
You're your own plan B.
Yeah. That'll be my superhero name.
How about Plan J?
Plan J, yeah.
We're cutting this shit.
So you perform, what are they called? Hysterectomies? Yeah, you perform... That's the weirdest superhero ever, because he does hysterectomies and he pressure washes your driveway and your deck. It's one or the other. Unless you really hate your wife and you don't want kids, then I could probably do both. But you're gonna pay extra.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
Would that technically be rape? You're having sex with another man's wife.
Yeah, he'd be paying me to rape his wife.
Do you think
you just realize
come out of your mouth?
That'd be a bad husband.
You'd be a bad person.
But I'm taking any and all business.
Holy shit.
Sorry,
I forgot what consent was.
Yeah, you're gonna cut all this.
Oh, God. I'm like that swimmer at that one school.
Holy shit. You're gonna bring Stanford into this.
Yeah. I just went there.
Swim fan?
No.
Robert De Niro raped someone? With a pressure washer penis?
Better movie!
Holy shit, I've watched that movie! Can you imagine pitching that to a Hollywood exec? He's like, what the fuck are you on right now?
And where can I get it? Kevin Smith needs something.
Oh my God. We either leave this and it's the worst thing we've ever said, and by we I mean I fucked up a lot.
You don't want to bleep it.
Yeah, this might be a bleep one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Wow, I just made my editing job a lot fucking harder.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
But it was funny.
yeah, good.
Fuck.
I literally forgot what consent was. You don't want to do that.
No.
Nope.
Not in this day and age.
No.
Definitely. Any day and age, but not this day and age. Alright, I think we just go into reviews.
Scenes?
Oh my God, we haven't even done scenes. Holy shit.
Because this movie is such a classic, I think we could get away with not doing scenes, but if we want to do scenes, we can do scenes.
Yeah, let's do quick scenes.
Okay, quick. So no rambling, Jake.
Fuck you.
Drew, go ahead.
I always go back to the Gordy scene, where he talks about his story and lard ass. I don't know. I always enjoyed that little story of his, and you kind of get to see like what kind of writer Gordy actually is. But the whole story, like him, like it's all a revenge plot because they keep calling him lard ass and they treat him like shit and they trip him and they make fun of him and he eats all these pies and makes everybody throw up on each other simultaneously. The Barforama. I don't know. It's just something that's stuck with me all the times I've watched the movie, and it's I don't know. It's a cool scene.
I would pick the leech scene. When all the kids are in the pond, just because being a kid, you get into shit like that, and it would have scared the shit out of me personally.
Like, you guys ever go into the woods and you get ticks and you're like,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So now, but you know, it's leeches.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it'd be the scene like right before Drew's, where they're sitting around, they're talking, and I can remember having some of these, not exact conversations, but stuff like them, is like, who's better, Mario or Luigi? It's just these 12, 11-year-old boys sitting around a campfire, just talking about stupid stuff, and as he said, it's like before we discovered girls.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, you have those stupid conversations with your friends all the time, like, oh, this is better. No, Bulbasaur's better than Charmander. No, Squirtle's the best. It's like...
Well, obviously Squirtle's the best.
Anyway, point proven. Because obviously Charmander's the best. But,
I'm not going to say Bulbasaur. I'm not going to stoop to that level.
Good, Jake.
Yeah, that would be retarded.
There it is.
Yes.
And what they say, like, Mickey's a mouse, Donald's a duck.
Duck was Goofy. Pluto's a dog was Goofy.
That is a good question, though.
He's a dog.
Goofy's
Okay,
a dog.
then why is he not retarded like Pluto?
Well, I thought it was funny
Pluto's
because
just a dog. Why is he?
Why is Goofy a special dog then that can drive and talk and do stuff?
Why is Mickey a mouse that can do anthropomorphic shit?
Right.
Because he can. Like, Pluto's just like the pet version. I don't know. It's a fucked up realization that Walt Disney had when he made the character. I don't know. I don't have a correct answer for you.
No, we don't.
But he's a dog.
Still, it's a good question.
He's a dog.
But I just enjoy that. I enjoyed that scene because it was like, wow, I remember, not exactly sitting around a campfire, but staying up late at night with, like on a birthday or something, having a sleepover, you all talking about stupid stuff that it's like in this grand scheme of thing, they mean nothing. But to you, like, they're very important questions. And then you discover girls.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. I didn't look up the critical information. It's very well received, though.
Yes, it has an 8.1 on IMDb. I didn't look up the user review, but I can look it up here on Rotten really quick. Which 8.1 on IMDb is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
91 on Rotten, 94 user.
Certified fresh.
Yeah. But some people don't care what Rotten says, so which is fine. Make your own.
I mean,
judge for yourself.
It's the culmination of all critics. I mean, if you don't like what critics say, then you're probably not going to care about this. But
just don't tell me to eat a dick.
Jake doesn't have to do it again.
Shit. Did we have budget information for this?
I did not.
Let me do some research real quick.
You do your review?
Sure, I'll go into my
Is that
review.
cool?
No.
Oh.
Okay, fine. We'll sit here in silence. The sound of silence.
I'll do my review. We can talk about it later.
Okay.
I've seen this movie a lot of times. I couldn't really put a number on it, but it's a great movie. What else can I say about it? The acting's great, especially for kid actors. They do a great job, and I really think that's in part to Rob Reiner really pushing these kids to deliver a great performance. The thing I love about this movie is that it's super relatable. It reminds you of a simpler time back when you were a kid, hanging out with your friends, doing dumb shit. It just gives you that feel of nostalgia and, kind of looking back on your childhood and like, oh, okay, I can see these are some of the things that I used to do when I was a kid, just palling around, yucking it up, having a good time. That being said, I think it's a great story. It's a masterpiece. I love the film. I'll continue to watch it over and over again. This is a 9.5 for me.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the best coming of age stories out there. I think Rob Reiner did a great job directing young kids, like doing everything he could to really get the best performances out of all of them. Thought the kids did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Kiefer Sutherland was great. I thought John Cusack, even though he's pretty limited, did very well in his role. It's a kind of a deep movie. It's got some loftier themes for a kids movie. There's a lot of, well, I won't say a lot. There's a decent amount of F-bombs in it, but
That was shocking.
yeah, they said fuck a lot more than I remembered, and that always happens with this movie for some reason. But I also think that this movie didn't need to be rated R. I just think the only reason it is language, I'm sure. But like, it's one of those movies that if I had a younger, kid, I'd be okay showing it to him just because there's nothing too, adult. I mean, it has adult themes, but it's done in a way that I think is healthy for a kid to see. Mm-hmm. Lets a kid know what, real life shit would be like and how people are different and they kind of struggle to find, what they're good at or, stuff like that. But I think it's a great movie. I've seen it a lot and I'm sure I'll see it a lot more. I'd give it an 8.5.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing Stand By Me, which budget was $8 million, made $52 if I read that right.
That's correct.
but I'd always heard about it. I saw the Family Guy thing where they did it and had some jokes with it. Otherwise, I didn't really know. I knew it was a bunch of boys set out to find a dead body, but I didn't know what else there was to it. But no, it is a very good coming of age, kind of like The Sandlot, but way before it. Me myself, I'm not a big Feldman guy, but I think he's decent in this. Jerry O'Connell's kind of annoying as well, but the two leads, Wil Wheaton and River Phoenix, really carry it, and I didn't even know that was Wil Wheaton to begin with, so that was amazing. But it, like we've all said, great coming of age story, boys growing up to become men, and just showing what friendship is about, and like we talked about, having those friends that have made an impact on your life. Saying all that, I give it an 8.
I have a very, very interesting fun fact about this movie. Kiefer Sutherland claimed in an interview that in one of the locations of the film that a Renaissance fair was being held, and the cast and crew attended and bought some cookies. Unfortunately, the cookies turned out to be pot cookies, and 2 hours later, the crew found Jerry O'Connell crying and high on the cookies somewhere in the park.
Yep.
That's a great story.
I wonder if that still happens today.
To Jerry O'Connell. Grown man Jerry O'Connell.
No, Kiefer, not again.
Like, that's crazy.
Wow, that sounds bad.
Wow. Not the pressure washer.
He would have one.
Why?
I don't know.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. He could kill me too.
Look at him, I bet he's got a pressure washer for a penis. Said no one ever. Until tonight.
When you just said it.
What a great show we do.
So next week will be my pick. And I've been, splitting with this decision. I've been so splitted on what I should choose. And
so I was Silence of the Lambing my wife last night. Fucking stupid.
Ton of jokes.
I liked yours.
Yeah, you would.
But no, I decided to go with Split. It was a request we had, and it's now out on DVD and Blu-ray. So one of us has a copy. We're gonna watch that next week. Spoilers beware. So if you want. You got 2 weeks before the pod will probably be up, so you'll be able to read it. Well, if you want to spoil it and just read it on Wikipedia, but you can watch the film.
No, fuck that. No, listen to the pod.
Well,
watch the movie.
Watch the movie,
pod.
then
Right.
listen to the pod.
Or by the novelization?
I bet you there is one.
Yeah, there might be.
But yeah, the M. Night Shyamalan film.
I hear it's good.
Yeah, I did too.
It surprised me.
Yeah, I hear James McAvoy kills it.
Yes, he's very good.
All right, well, I think that'll do it. Anything else, guys?
This has been a weird one.
Yes, very weird. We apologize for
Everything we've said.
Yeah, anything and everything, but
Sorry,
at the
God.
same time, in some of the things we're sorry, not sorry. But like the page, share, subscribe, comment. Facebook, YouTube, Libsyn, iTunes, email tjdmoviereviews@gmail.com.
We got a Twitter that's rotting away.
Yeah.
Have we posted anything on that?
Yeah, every time we upload.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then Evan will like it and share it,
Awesome.
which is awesome, but...
You know what? We should start putting out random quotes from the show.
Just random.
Yeah.
I've thought about doing like a best of, like just take all of our favorite parts.
Best of
but
would be great.
you know how fucking long that would take?
Oh, gosh.
I'd have to download an MP3 of every episode and then find where that part happened. It'd be a fucking nightmare.
If you kept all my old notes, you would know exactly where they were because I wrote down all the best parts.
Yeah. I didn't keep those.
No, I know you didn't.
That'd be a lot of paper. And a lot of text messages.
I'd listen to it.
Well, maybe someday.
All right, well, that'll do it for this week of TJD. I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
Oh.